Hey, hey, hey. This is the first time I've ever been live on YouTube, so this is cool. Um, Welcome. I don't know who will show up to this, but for anyone who watches later, I'm Allie. I am Allie Horner, Horner. I'm the founder of Intuitive Soul Collective. I also have a company called Adventure Knox, which you can find at adventureknox.com. And Intuitive Soul Collective is intuitivesoulcollective.com. I love doing all of this type of like woo chatter and fun stuff like that. It was almost like 2 years ago. And I started to have this really huge shift where I went from being, just kind of in my life really normally. I was business coaching, I had a good business, I have a little boy. I was having a great time. I was just kind of like going with the flow of things. And all of a sudden, I started to go through this huge awakening, and I was like, whoa, hello, I am seeing and hearing dead people. What's going on here? So, which was not something that my family talked about much, though after some investigation, I found out that I had previous family members who had those gifts, and it was something that I'd done when I was a kid and just hadn't been super aware of what imaginary friends were. I also have a lot of like really heightened intuition. So I tend to know things about situations or about people without having being told, or I tend to see things and hear things before they're coming, or get a sense of things that are coming. Although it's not like every single detail pops into place, but I get a pretty good sense of things. And I also do what's called clear conduit channeling, where I can channel through information from various sources or beings. Even ideas are a part of clear conduit channeling. So it's really fun. And I like helping people navigate like the ins and outs of every day. So that's me. And I have the ISC podcast is coming soon. It'll be on iTunes. That'll be a lot of fun. So look for announcements on that. And so what I wanted to talk about today for my first like YouTube live stream. And first of all, if you're here, say hi. You can type in the comments. I haven't done this before on YouTube, so I'm going to see if I can see your comments coming in. Hopefully I will. If not, I apologize. Share this with your friends. Share it on Facebook. Share it elsewhere. Put it on your blogs if you want to. And then just make sure you're like linking back, obviously. But share it with whoever you want to. If it's just one friend who you're like, oh gosh, there's a lot of turbulent energy right now. People are feeling a lot of anxiety. A lot of shit from past is coming back up for people. So it's a time when a lot of people, I think, are feeling this sense of like, just feeling, oh, thank you for that comment, Alok. I will see if I can get it better. Okay. So a lot of people are feeling really heightened emotions. So it's kind of a time where shit from the past is coming back up, and people are having really visceral, like, I got to change this. I got to cut the shit. I got to cut the fat right now. So if anyone's feeling that way, just know that there are a lot of people feeling this way. And in my perspective, we are collective. So if one person's feeling it, we're all feeling it on some level. And it's actually a time of opportunity. It's actually a time to see where our perspectives need to shift, where we can be a little more kind and compassionate and loving and generous with ourselves and others and the world around us. A lot of people are feeling this need to jump out of relationships, jump out of jobs, or they're making very big decisions right now based on a lot of where they are in very heightened, heated, fiery emotions, right? Like, I'm freaking done with this shit, man, right? I had stuff actually come up over the weekend where I was like, what? This again? Why am I still ruminating over this thing? I thought I was done with this like months ago, right? So it is a time where people are really feeling this energy coming up, and it is fiery. And you know why? Because it's a time of burning down. It's a time of letting go. It's a time of release. It's actually not a bad thing. It's a time actually of reclamation. We're actually rekindling our own inner fires. We're beginning to start and to birth new projects. So what happens, and this is true, up in the mountains, or well, not always up here because it's super dry up here, so they don't always want to intentionally start fires up here. But what they do in a lot of areas, as part of a forestation process and part of growth and generating new growth, is they'll set controlled burns, and they'll actually like make sure that they're very well monitored and stuff. But what it does is it clears out a lot of the dead and debris and underbrush and stuff, and it allows new light, the sunlight, to actually hit the soil, and for a lot of the plants actually in the process, seeds are spread or seeds are sown into the soil. The topsoil gets cleared a little bit more. More rainwater can filter down into it. It can prevent a lot of things like mudslides, and actually it can help to prevent forest fires in the future, to clear a lot of that out. So that happens in a lot of areas. It's very intentional. But when we see fire in the mountains, we're like, oh, this is a bad thing, right? And there are really, truly bad fires in the mountains at times. So that said, there's actually a controlled burn process that's happening right now collectively, where we are having a lot of shit bubbling up to the surface, really heightened emotions, again, like thought patterns where you're like, why am I even thinking about this thing? Or you'll see people walking around with their emotions on high. They're really wearing their hearts on their sleeves and feeling really passionate, really empowered. And you will see people, again, cutting the fat, ditching old routines, ditching old relationships, really setting clear boundaries or having issues with boundaries, feelings of lack, feelings of despair. But there are a lot of people who are feeling lit up by this new energy. So it's like this feeling of like people are finally like, God, yeah, I'm done with this or I'm done with that. And I'm just going to go. I'm just going to go out with the old, in with the new, right? So it's actually a time of really heightened opportunity as well. And that's something that a lot of people, there's a lot of fear around that. But here's the thing, it doesn't actually have to be scary. It doesn't have to be scary to experience newness. So just keep in mind that during this time, it's going to serve you really well to be really compassionate and really kind and really caring towards yourself and towards others. If you have old shit coming up, old memories, or you've got people, or some people physically have situations like jobs leaving their lives, right? Like, just remember that there's something better that you're being shown is right here in front of you. You can enjoy yourself and love and appreciate yourself through this process. And that's the greatest opportunity you will ever have, no matter what, because things are always changing all the time, not just during this time. Right now, I think we're just have a lot of people like bumping into each other and rubbing each other the wrong way. But keep in mind that you can always be kind and compassionate. You can always take good care of yourself. And it's going to go a long way for you to be that person towards yourself, because that radiates out to everything and everyone. It changes how you show up in the world. It really does. So keep that in mind. And I hope that you guys will share this live stream. I've never done a YouTube live before, so this is fun. And I hope you guys will really enjoy listening to the podcast after it comes out. I was just finishing up some fun stuff with the podcast editor. I'm excited. It'll be up on iTunes. We'll have clips on YouTube, especially for the interviews and stuff like that. There will be live channelings on there, stuff that you're not seeing anywhere else in any of the Facebook groups or anywhere else. And yeah, so thank you so much for coming to my first YouTube live, and we'll be back again soon. Bye.